In this video, I want to introduce you to the man who probably came closer than anyone else to catching Jack the Ripper. He was 26 years old in 1888, and his name was Louis Diemschutz. For those of you who don't know, Louis Diemschutz was the man who found the body of Jack the Ripper's third victim, Elizabeth Stride, at 1 a.m. on the morning of the 30th of September, 1888. He was the steward of the International Workingman's Educational Association, which was based in this three-story building at number 40 Berner Street, and which was also known as the Berner Street Club. As well as being the steward of the Berner Street Club, Louis Diemschutz had a sideline selling cheap jewellery, and on Saturday the 29th of September 1888 he'd spent the day hawking his wares at Westow Hill Market near Crystal Palace to the south of the River Thames. He returned to Berner Street in the early hours of the morning of Sunday the 30th of September, and a little after 1 a.m. he turned his pony and costermonger's barrow into Dutfield's yard, which is the entrance beneath the wheel in the photograph. As he did so, his pony suddenly shied, pulled left, and refused to go any further. Diemschutz looked into the darkness and saw a bundle lying on the ground. Reaching out with the butt end of his whip, he tried to lift the obstruction and move it, but he couldn't. So he jumped down and struck a match to inspect it closer. It was breezy that night and the match was extinguished almost immediately, but in that brief second's flickering light, Diemschutz saw that it was in fact the prone form of a woman. Now Diemschutz's next action has never been satisfactorily explained. For some reason, he presumed it was his wife and she was drunk. So he went into the club to seek the assistance of other members to help him carry her back into the building. Whether or not his wife was in the habit of passing out drunk in the yard was never established or recorded, but either way, he found his wife inside the building, and so he went to the other club members and said, "There's a woman on the ground outside who's drunk or dead, I can't say which." Diemschutz and two other members went out with a candle, and looking down at the body, they saw what Diemschutz had missed when he was first in the yard, a stream of blood flowing from the woman's neck. The woman would later be identified as Elizabeth Stride, and doctors would establish that, although her throat had been cut, an injury that was suffered by all Jack the Ripper's victims, the rest of her body had not been mutilated. This led the police to surmise that the killer had been interrupted as he went about his bloody business by Diemschutz coming into the yard. Indeed, if you think about it, you can picture exactly what had happened. The killer had cut Elizabeth Stride's throat and was about to commence the mutilations when the pony and cart came into the yard and disturbed him. So he jumped back into the shadows. And this is the moment at which Jack the Ripper came closest to being caught. Because had Diemschutz acted differently at that moment, the chances are we would never have heard the name Jack the Ripper, because the probability is the killer was hiding in the shadows when Diemschutz was first in the yard. Had he raised the alarm there and then, people would have come running and the killer would have been taken. But Diemschutz didn't raise the alarm. He thought the woman was his wife and he went into the club to get assistance. That action gave the killer vital minutes to flee from the yard and make good his escape through the myriad of tiny alleyways and passageways that riddled the area. So Louis Diemschutz, the steward of the International Workingmen's Educational Club at number 40 Berner Street, was the man who almost caught Jack the Ripper. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments section down below, and also be sure to click on the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and get notifications of future videos we release on the Whitechapel murders and the Jack the Ripper crimes. Thanks for watching, have a great day.